Hey guys, and welcome back to Two Girls,
One Mukbang. I'm Bears.
and I'm Butters, and thank you guys so much for coming to dinner tonight. Tonight, we have a special feast.
We do.
This is one of our favorites, and Bears is going to tell you about what we have here.
Tonight, we're having definitely what Butters said, one of our favorites. Oh, gonna push the hair back so I don't get hair all up in the business. So tonight, we are having Indian food. A lot of people's requests have been for Indian food.
Yes.
So we were like, tonight we're having Indian food. We've had a crazy long week. Today is Friday. So we are having Indian food. Here we have basmati rice, a little Indian chili pepper on top, and some chopped coriander. Here we have saag, which is ground up spinach and spices and ghee and mustard greens and possibly some spinach. Some recipes do, some don't. Here we have our Channa Masala, which is chickpea, better known in the US as garbanzo beans, with a mixture of onions and ginger and spices and ghee. And then we have right here dal. I think this is Moong Dal, but I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's Moong Dal.
I think it is as well.
Yellow Moong Dal.
Yes.
And then here we have a vegetable medley, which they gave us. It's got potato, chili powder, onion, white onion, and purple onion.
Looks like some green pepper in there.
Yeah, I think that's all it's in it, and some spices. And then we have our beautiful sauce, our tamarind sweet sauce, tamarind sweet chutney sauce. And here we have our mint chutney. It's also got some pepper in it.
That's right.
And then over here we have samosas.
That's one of my favorites. I love samosas.
Super yummy. And then over here we have Panipuri.
We already got them stuffed for you guys, so you can see them.
We were so kind. We stuffed them for our guests tonight for dinner, for you. We chip them out with the end of a spoon or fork. Chip all the top out. You put on the inside this mixture of potato, coriander leaves, chickpeas, and chili powder. There we go right there.
And a bunch of other seasoning, we are sure.
Exactly. We just didn't make it, so we don't know exactly. I'm just going off by what I see in this cup. So we stuff that there, and then traditionally you put this sauce on the inside of those, and then you eat it in one big bite.
And it's amazingness.
One more thing we got new tonight, which we tried all this before, but we've never tried this right here. It might look like to the average viewer that this is chapati or roti.
But it's not.
It's not. It is a special dish that we've never tried before.
That's right.
It is called Aloo
Paratha.
Paratha. Aloo
Paratha.
Aloo Paratha is what it is. It's this bread and it's got stuffed with potato inside because these two girls can't get enough potatoes. So we're going to try that. That's new. We've never tried it before. We're trying some new dishes for our viewers. So we hope you all enjoy your plate, enjoy your food, and we hope you're all having a fabulous, fabulous Friday so far.
And we found this one on the breakfast menu there, which is even cooler.
This little thing right here, it said it's a breakfast menu. I don't know that I would eat it for breakfast.
I don't think so.
Possibly in India, they eat this for breakfast. I'm not sure. We'll find out. I'm sure someone in the comment section will let us know if that's eaten for breakfast.
That's right. And before we show you our food, if you guys can, please make sure that you like, subscribe. I keep getting the location wrong. It's somewhere in here.
Hit that notification bell!
Ding, 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 with our Tibetan singing bowl back here.
That's right. It's our Tibetan singing bowl. I don't know if you can see it right here, but here it is.
You guys
revealing the beautiful
bell.
The bell. It's actually from Tibet. It's Tibet singing bowl. I can't do it right here. You probably can't see it on the screen. Did you hear that? Did you hear that resonate deep in your soul? All right, for good vibrations. For good vibrations, man.
Which is interesting enough because I believe that we read that paratha is also eaten in Nepal.
Ooh, perfect. All right.
All right, now it's time to show you guys our plates.
Yes, we're going to show you our plate. We got this at our favorite Indian restaurant. It's this little hole-in-the-wall place, not too far, and we love it. It's very cost-effective. They barely speak any English there, but they're very kind, and they know who we are, because we're the only two blonde white chicks who probably even frequent that market, to be
go
honest.
in there together.
All the time. Well, not all the time. Maybe once a month. I'm exaggerating.
So here is my plate. I have everything that's on your plate except for that, because I don't know what the heck that really is.
It's for our guests. And here's my plate, some steamy hot deliciousness. Yum. And then we have our bread over here, which we'll show in a minute when we get it out. But, what do you want first? Your half a chapati?
Yes, please.
Here's a chapati, known as roti.
And you guys probably can't even see us now because that covered the whole entire screen.
Oh my god. We're going to split this one here.
Oh, this is so great. And smells so delicious.
Man, these little char marks. That's where the money's at, baby. That's where the money's at.
And this just falls, like, opens right up. Like, I'm telling you, it's just like beauty. It's like beautifulness, like right here.
Yep. Here's our first slice
of the Aloo Paratha.
Our first slice try. We're going to be trying that in a second too, and see how the heck we even like that. You ready to go, Butters? You ready to grub?
I'm ready to grub. Are you ready to grub?
I'm ready.
We're ready to grub.
I'm ready to throw down.
All right, let's take a little bit of everything and throw it on this bread.
The new one?
No, not the new one. I want an original bite first. Throw a little bit of everything on this. So I have a little bit of saag, a little bit of Channa Masala, a little bit of dal, a little bit of rice. Ooh, we forgot to open up our own sauces.
And then here we have this crispy deliciousness bread right here, which is like a crispy cracker that's actually seasoned. It tastes like coriander-ish.
And it's got a little bit of like, almost like a
can't explain
licorice, a little bit of a licorice.
Yeah,
flavor.
okay, I know what it is.
Seeds, fennel
it's fennel
seeds.
seeds. That's what it is. It's flavored with fennel seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we gotta try a piece of that. You want a piece of that, Butters?
I will have a little piece of that.
There you go.
Mmm.
Dip this in your chutney sauces here. That's where it's at. If you have never tried Indian food, you should definitely step out of your comfort zone because A,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. And B, it's very cost effective. So even if you get a plate of it and you don't really like it, you might be out only like a few, not even that much money. So
now when we talk about cost effective though, we're talking about vegetarian Indian food. Because if you have any type of protein in it, like chicken or beef or any of that stuff that you may eat,
it becomes expensive.
It becomes a lot more expensive. So here's my first bite. I have a little bit of tamarind sauce and a little bit of mint chutney.
Oh yeah, you're gonna put mint chutney up on this cracker.
Oh my God. And they don't season it for our palates, that's for sure.
Not for the white people. This is definitely seasoned for their own people. It is spicy. Spicy.
Oh my God, it's so good though. When are you ready to take a bite of this Aloo Paratha?
The Aloo Paratha. I am ready. I got a piece right here.
I have a little piece cut off.
And
I'll show you guys really close. You can see that little bit of potato layer in the middle.
It's like pressed in. So I'm going to try it with my sweet tamarind sauce.
Me too.
In case it's spicy.
Let's try it.
Let's go. Cheers to the good life. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. Oh my God. That is really good. You can taste the potato in it.
You can, but you can't, right? Like,
oh my God.
It's subtle.
I could see why people would eat this for breakfast. I totally could.
Now I could see
Instead
why.
of like hash browns. Oh my God.
You just take some potato with, it looks like there's chili pepper in it. There's definitely chili pepper powder in here. I can see it. In the middle, and they've really kind of mashed, not like mashed potatoes with gravy type mashed potatoes, but potatoes they've mashed up without butter or
ghee or whatever they call it.
Or milk, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just press them down after they're cooked, you know? I like this better than the dosa.
Oh my God.
Do you, or you like the dosa better?
I like the dosa as well, but I really enjoy this as well.
This is delicious. I would get this again.
I would get this again in a heartbeat.
Oh my God. This is so good.
It's so good with the
Never tried a parantha before in my life, and I've been missing out. We've been missing out on this. Why did no one tell us about this?
Oh my God, if there's anything else that you think that we should eat in the Indian cuisine that's vegetarian and very little dairy, let us know.
Very little dairy. Oh my God, we gotta try a Panipuri.
Love Panipuri.
Here you go. Here you go, Butters. These little puff shells.
They're so beautiful.
Just a little bit of heaven. You know what's beautiful about, I was thinking while I was cracking your guys' open, what I was thinking is how beautiful the ancient Indian culture that had very basic ingredients that they turned into something, so many different things. They've taken so many certain ingredients like lentils and created how many different dishes out of it. That's freaking amazing. Even the dosa is made out of ground down lentil.
I know. It's just like what they do with certain types of grains and how they adapt them, or like lentils and legumes to like fit their palate and what they have available in their region. Amazing.
And how a lot of the region is poor, and a lot of, even in the U.S., a lot of some of the best foods we have come from poverty. Because they have so little, and when you have so little, you're forced to create. When you already have things, you're not as forced to create anything. But you only have a certain amount. I'm telling you, if we only had potatoes, I will tell you, we would have so many different things made out of potatoes if that's all we had.
Oh my God, we'd have a million things.
But if we have all these other ingredients, rice and lentils and this, I'm not going to be so concerned about making new dishes from potatoes, right? But if we were forced to,
yes,
we would. Think about it. So in this little shell, this Panipuri, you're going to stuff this little bit of mixture
inside of it.
Right here, potato, garbanzo beans. Just a little bit on the inside. And you're going to pour whatever sauce you want. They give you some special sauce here, which I can't really hold up.
Yeah, we can't really hold it up.
It's kind of a brown sauce. I don't know if you can see it.
It's got like, it tastes like it's got like garam masala in it.
Oh man, that's strong.
Spicy today. Woo!
I know, that's wrong. I can't eat that sauce. I gotta put tamarind chutney in mine because I can't hang.
I'm so putting that in mine. And I'm scraping right to the bottom to get all the seasoning. Heck yeah. Here we go. Pour
Show
it
them
in.
the bite.
No, I'm not done yet. I'm filling this baby up.
You're filling it?
Yep.
Oh, yes. That tamarind sweet sauce. A little mint chutney. Oh, yes.
All right, here's the first bite. You guys can see in that. There's a lot of liquid in there. Woo!
Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. These are one of my favorites. These are one of my favorites.
Oh my God, the flavor that comes out of that.
I'm telling you, American people are missing out. If you have never had Panipuri, right here, this is what it is. Panipuri. I suggest you go down to your local Indian market and get some Panipuri.
And don't be intimidated. Just go down. They're going to be very nice people. They want to see you there. They want to know that you're interested in their culture and their food. Do it. And I also have a nice hot samosa here, which I can't wait to dig into in a moment.
The samosas here are super spicy.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Way spicy.
They do not come to play when it comes to their like samosas at all.
Hell no.
We wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that this week across the world is known as World Awareness or World Autism Week. So what it is, it's a week where a lot of people will try to bring awareness to people who have autism and autistic related issues. And we wanted to take a moment to thank one of our very special friends.
Very special friend. She's been a great supporter to us. She has a channel as well. The channel we're talking about is a special channel. Who's that channel?
Gemma Journeys Grace.
We'll put it right here.
That's right.
In the description to see our homegirl. Go check her out.
You need to go check out little Gemma Bear.
And we just wanted to wish you happy Autism Week. And we are very happy and proud of what you're doing in the autism world, of putting out a positive message to not just the autistic world, but everyone in general, to what you're going through and perspectives, and educate everyone. And it's very inspiring, and we love you, and happy Autism Week.
That's right.
And now it is time for Cost of This Plate. Drum roll, please. Butters?
Yeah.
Cost of this plate was $5.74, baby.
That's right.
Woo! Now, if you've seen most of our meals, they usually run in the $3 to $4 range.
Yeah.
But I did not make this at home. This was bought out. This would take a while to make homemade, especially people who are not raised in the Indian culture.
And don't know how to make this.
And there's special appetizers. If you would just get this plate, it'd be more inexpensive. But still, if you think about a whole appetizers, you got your bread, you got your rice, and all your different delicacies.
And all your veggies.
That's pretty inexpensive, $5.74, and it's very, very filling. super filling. You don't need a lot of food.
Not at
You're gonna
all.
be so freaking full. I love this. This paratha, oh my god.
I guess we have a new favorite. Ding, 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 ding.
Panipuris and paratha, I swear I could just go there for...
We're going to be going there just for appetizers
For
someday.
appetizers. So good.
So you know how the other day Bears was going along saying that I've always got some type of like silly thing going on. I always do. Always something crazy's going on or something very Magoo. And if you don't know what Magoo is, it's Mr. Magoo. This isn't something that just happened yesterday or 2 weeks. This is something that's happened my whole entire life. Where I grew up, I was in the 80s. And the 80s was that time where children were completely called latchkey kids. And they did not have to be babysat by their parents or their grandparents or their neighbors or anybody. They were let to roam free like wild children.
Generation X.
Gen X. So me and my brother are very close to age. He's only a couple of years, like 2.5 years difference between me and him. And him and I always used to get into some like crazy shenanigans. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story once about me and my brother. So my brother and I, Steve, are really close in age. And him and I have always been known for getting into like tons of shenanigans, tons of like crazy stupid things. And this is probably one of the funnier ones that we ever did. So we had this friend, and I'm going to call him Barney. Barney and my brother Steve and I used to hang out all the time. So Barney and I were down at the local swamp where we grew up.
You grew up at the swamp?
We grew up near a swamp. Like there was a swamp not too far.
The local swamp.
Yeah,
where
so we called it the local swamp. So we went down to the swamp, and it was in the middle of the winter, and everything was completely frozen over. So we're sitting there beating holes in the ice, and we're like, we know this stuff's thick, and we did not care. We're just sitting there beating holes in the ice, beating holes in the ice, beating holes in the ice, and all of a sudden my brother Steve starts rolling up, and he's like, I want to come and hang out. I want to come and hang out. We're like, no, don't come. But before it was too late, he had already started running across the ice. So little Steve, little friggin' Steve's only probably about 2.5 feet tall because he was like a midget his whole life. He's trucking it across the ice, and all of a sudden he sees that there's a hole right there in front of him. He puts the brakes on and starts pausing. You're on ice, boy. You ain't stopping. He's literally splooshed. Steve is literally in the water up to his neck, just kicking and freaking out and panicking because he's in ice cold water, and we are just dying laughing, and it shouldn't have been funny. So we literally grab Steve from the water, and it is like cold, colder than you can imagine. We literally have to start running him home, and it's like a good 5 to 10 minute walk to get him home. No, that didn't happen.
And what was he doing during the whole time?
He was crying and screaming, and he was like in pain because the cold was already starting to dig into his legs. We literally grabbed him. His clothes started freezing on him, and we drug him into the house. Thank God Mom and Dad were not home because, as we said, we were latchkey children. We ran the tub, threw him in, and we had to literally throw him in with all of his clothes on because his clothes were frozen on him. And the best part of the whole thing is our parents had no freaking idea. So basically, when we finished, we had to take all of his clothes, throw them in the washer, pretending like nothing was happening, and Mom and Dad were like, how was your day? And they were like, fabulous.
So they never found out?
They never found out. My parents
To this day?
never found out to this day. They have never found out.
How did your brother keep it quiet?
How
did your brother not rat?
Because we were the types of kids, we wanted to get away with anything that we could get away with, and we were not having fun if we were ratting on each other, so we did not rat on each other about anything.
If I would have done that to my little brother, like my little brother, he would have been crying his eyes off to my mom, like, Mom! Crying like a bitch.
But nothing's changed.
Nope. The only heaven I want to go to is Panipuri heaven.
Are you sure you don't want to go to Aloo Paratha heaven?
That's not, yeah, that's true. I want to go there too.
Next stop, the next heaven.
Right? I do someday, speaking of India, want to go with Butters to see the Ganges.
Yes.
We've heard the city of Varanasi is very crazy busy with like cremations and
Too much chaos.
A lot of chaos. If you're not used to that like overwhelming stimulation, it might be like overwhelming. But we still want to see the Ganges. Cool to take a boat up by there where they're doing all the chanting in the evening.
Yes.
Like that would be so cool. Oh man, spiritual journey. Spiritual journey for the win. I almost feel like a sense of Alexa.
Yes, but with Indian spices.
Imagine like lefse with Indian spices and then like a tiny thin chapati on top maybe, like rolled out.
Yes.
But like when you chew it, you almost like the dough, it's like lefse-y, right?
It has the exact same type of texture because
It does. That's why I like it so much.
Yes.
It all makes sense now.
It's the Scandinavian connection to Indian food.
So I want to tell you guys a little story, because what would a mukbang be without a story, right? Just eating. So basically, I will tell you a story. Now remember, this isn't a current story. This is not something that happened recently. I was 21 years old when I took this journey. I took a little flight to go meet someone from online. So let me tell you the story. So, being in the gay world, you don't have as many options when you're out dating just to meet someone randomly anywhere. Because if I see some beautiful, thick blonde MILF at the store with a beautiful booty, and I'm single, and I'm like, hey, can I get your number? She might slap me across the face, especially if she's not gay. And we can't always tell by looking at another person if they're gay or not. You might say, oh, yes, Bears, I can tell. Not everyone. Even my gaydar sometimes will be like, is this or are they not, right? So, back to the story. It's important that we find our people. Where can you find as much people as your dating pool for you in the gay world would be online. So, online at the time I was 21, and dating sites were still kind of new. This is going back 12 years ago, so this is a while ago in dating sites. It wasn't like Tinder. Oh God, if Tinder was back when I was younger, I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad Tinder was not around when I was younger and single.
Yeah, because you would have had flavor of the week.
I would have had a flavor of the day. I know I would have. So it's probably best that it wasn't. But anyways, it's a regular dating site. I met this chick online. She was actually from Japan, but she had only been in the U.S. She went to school in Japan, came to the U.S. to do her residency, and she was actually an orthopedic surgeon who was finishing up her residency in Wisconsin from Japan. But we talked on the phone, and everything seemed normal. We talked on the phone maybe like 4 or 5 nights a week for probably 6 months before I thought I'm going to make the journey to see her. So I had this brilliant idea at the time. Fly to Wisconsin in December. Why not? My birthday's in December. Fly to Wisconsin in December. What could be the issue? You know, the middle of winter in Wisconsin. Well, back up. So I booked the flight. I tell her, like, okay, she really want me to come out. She says, I have a condo here. It's plenty of room for you to stay, and yada, yada, yada. We'd already been talking for a while. So in my mind, like, I'm going there to someone I've talked to for 6 months. It's going to be, like, romantic or whatever if we get along, which we did on the phone. So I bought a flight. I worked 12 hours that day. I drove up to LAX because at the time I was living in Palm Springs. So I worked 12-hour shift at the hospital, drove all the way to LAX, got on the flight, okay, early in the morning, had like a 6 a.m. flight, flew to Chicago O'Hare. I had to have a layover there because it was blizzarding, and it was blizzarding, and they had to de-ice the plane, so we were stuck there for like a couple-hour delay. Then finally got on the flight and flew from there into Wisconsin, into the main hub, which I don't even remember exactly where I flew into, but she came and got me. She was like an hour away from the airport, okay? So she came and picked me up, and so when she got there, she was wearing her scrubs, which is fine. I work in the medical field, so people wear scrubs. That's normal. But she was also wearing her doctor's jacket, which usually most doctors don't wear your doctor's jacket outside of the hospital. So I thought it was kind of odd, but trying to like show everyone like I'm a doctor, okay, like I already know you were a doctor, like it's okay, like I accept your credentials, I already looked you up online. I'll tell you what, I'm dating you, I'm gonna be looking your ass up online, I'm gonna know who the hell you are. I'll be flying to see someone cray. So the flight landed, I got there, she picked me up, she looked like normally how her photos look, so it wasn't like a big surprise that she didn't look the same. She's very skinny, which I should have expected out of a Japanese woman. I don't know what I was thinking, that she was going to be like thicker. Very, very thin. So we just like a basic like hug hello, and like I got in the car. She got my luggage in the truck, and then we were there in the car, and all of a sudden, like at that moment, it becomes real. You're sitting next to this person, you're like, and I was staying for 5 days. I was supposed to stay for 5 days, okay? 5 days. So here I am, never met this person, talked to them on the phone, but how are you going to meet unless you actually meet? And if you live across the country, you need to meet sometime. So we're in the car, and all of a sudden, a piece of my hair, my blonde hair, fell down toward the floor or something. She immediately opened the window, it's freezing cold, and told me that any hair that fall off my head in the car needs to be removed and placed outside of the car window. And I was like, okay. I thought that was a little odd.
Like, is somebody going to do a DNA test of her vehicle later on?
I just thought it was
who else's hair is in them?
I thought it was odd. So that was the first little, okay. And I thought, okay, we're just different cultures. And she had a very thick accent, like very, very thick accent. She still spoke kind of broken English. I mean, she was brilliant. She was a surgeon, but she still spoke broken English. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just a communication error a little bit, like not to worry. The next thing, 5 minutes later, she tells me, we're pulling into Walmart. And I'm like, oh, do you need something from Walmart? Oh, no. You need to get the food that you need for the week while I'm here, because the food I eat is very salty and you're not going to like it anyways, so I suggest you pick out the food you want here for the week. And I'm thinking, right?
I couldn't even imagine.
And I'm like, does she think just because I'm white and she lives around a lot of these white honkies that I am like, just want to eat Walmart food? I just thought it was very odd. So I got these things and we get to her house and I thought, okay, and it's freezing cold there, mind you. It's like not even 15 degrees there. It was freezing. It was in December. I don't know what the hell I was doing there at that time. Where she lived was like out in the middle of, there was a hospital there, but it was like out in the middle of nowhere pretty much. We go into her condo, and her condo was fine, just like a normal condo, but then we're putting groceries away. So my next step in my mind is, hey, let me like, she's doing some dishes or something, let me start the romance and put my arms around like her waist from behind. And I barely touched her from behind, and she like panicked as if a stranger like grabbed you from behind. She like jumped like it was the most like extreme thing that anyone had ever done to her. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. So it was just very distant. And then the next thing she does, she's like, well, you can heat up your food if you want. So I heat up my SpaghettiOs. She sat down in her reclining chair in one side, and she said, oh, there's plenty of seating on the couch, which was over here, and she was sitting here. So, like, no romance zone. So I'm thinking maybe, and we had, like, talked on the phone. She'd seen plenty of photos of me. I know she, the way I looked identical to my photos and identical to when we spoke over the internet. So it wasn't that. I was just confused. But culturally, I'd never dated someone that was that, like, from another country that soon, that was a non-English speaking country completely across the world. They don't always, like, it doesn't always mesh that way when you're in someone's home like that. So you're used to one thing, they're used to something completely different, and here I am coming into her home. So next thing I know, I had fallen asleep on the couch because I'd been up like 40 hours because I worked 12 hours, flew, picked me up, Walmart, we're there, we ate dinner. By that time, I fell asleep on the couch. She wakes me up. By the way, Japanese people have the hardest mattresses. I've never slept on a harder mattress in my life. A harder mattress in my life. So after that, we wake up and I asked her straight up, I said, are you like not attracted to me? Because we have been talking for 6 months and there's like no
all the
affection,
build-up, right?
all this build-up. And she had talked about sex a bunch on the phone, like this big talker, like, oh yeah, I do this, I do A, B, C, and D, and E, all the way to Z, honey. And then I get there, she's like cold feet and doesn't even know what to say to me or even sit next to me on the couch. Whew. So I was like, this is odd. So I asked her about it, and she's like, no. In my culture, you know, we date for a long time before there's any touching, kissing, or anything. I'm like, how many times do you think I'm going to be coming up here to Wisconsin to freaking court your ass? I'm not I already spent $500 on a flight. I've already been traveling for 2 freaking days to get here. I'm exhausted. Like, I don't know what else you want me to do. You know?
Can't even hold my hand or give me a kiss? Like,
or sit next to me on the couch? Like, that was too much culturally for her?
Oh my God.
Which I understand, but you should have, like, let me know in advance, right?
Right.
Like, before I flew all the way up in there for some, you know, Asian punani, and then she's all acting like, what? Break time? Skirt!
Talking to you all dirty on the phone, but big prude when you're in person.
Bunch of BS. So, the next day, I get up, I told you. I asked her about that. Then I told her the next day, I said, why don't you show me around your town? I've never been to a town. I just want to sit in someone's condo for 5 days. Like, show me something.
In the middle of a snowstorm, I'm sure.
It wasn't snowing then, but there was snow everywhere on the ground. It was freezing. But still, she could drive. The streets were plowed, could show me at least the town, take me out to eat. I would have still paid for my own food or even paid for her food. I wouldn't even care. But she just want to sit around the condo, watch TV, alone in her recliner, while I'm just freaking there eating my SpaghettiOs, laying in her hard bed. So I was not impressed. So then the next thing I realized that I forgot, I was not happy about that I forgot. And if you're a woman that likes to do something to her hair, you're going to know if you forgot your straightening iron, it's going to be a catastrophe on your trip.
It's going to be meltdown.
So I told her I need to go up to the Walgreens and get myself a straightener, a straightening iron. I didn't give her an option. I let her know I need to go to the Walgreens. So if you don't want to take me in your truck, I'm going to get a taxi to Walgreens. She didn't like that. So she had the nerve, this is the clincher, she had the nerve to tell me that I did not need a hair straightener, that we would be sitting around the condo for the next 5 days, and that there's nothing I need to do to spruce up my hair or anything, that she would not be taking me. So you know what I did? I marched my ass right up her stairs, her stairs, started getting all my shit together in the bag. Big frickin' suitcase. Plus it was a baggage fee because it was over 50 pounds. Started loading all my crap in, all this stuff. You know what I did? Took my suitcase from the top of the stairs and I launched it down the stairs to where it was like doot, 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 down the stairs, right? Got to the bottom of the stairs and she's like looks up the stairs and she's like
deer in the headlights.
What you doing? I said, what I doing is leaving. Goodbye. Oh, then all of a sudden she starts getting all emotional. When I say emotional for a Japanese woman, I don't mean any tears, okay? I say emotional, maybe like some weird looks on the face or laying a hand, laying your face or your cheek on your hand with a weird look. That was as, upset as we got. So she asked me, what's going on? I said, you know what's going on. I said, you told me all these things, and I get here, now you just want to hang out in this frickin' eating SpaghettiOs from Walmart, hanging out in your house, not allowed to go to Walmart, out to eat, or any other type of thing.
Can't even go get a straightener.
Then she tells me to try to sweeten the deal for me to stay. You know what she tells me? Oh, well, if you're with me, you don't have to work. You can just stay home and cook and clean. I said, I don't know who you think you are, honey, but I'm the alpha, and I will not be staying at home cooking and cleaning while you're frickin' working. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. I already saw where this was going. I got the vibe right away. She was more masculine, and I was like, nope. When I start getting those vibes, my alert goes, back away, back away, back away. I basically said to her at that point, either you can drive me to the airport, which is another hour back. Now, keep in mind, this is only maybe like 14 hours after I got there, okay? 14 hours. Either I'm taking a taxi or you can drive me back. Well, she drove me back to be polite because she knew how far I drove. The whole drive back for an hour is not saying a word to me. Not saying a word, nothing at all. Finally got there, made the plane by like 15 minutes to spare. Yes. Got on the plane, flew frickin' home. When I saw those lights outside of LA, I saw the city, I was like clenching my seat like, thank God I'm back home in Los Angeles. Whew, crazy people out there.
So guys, we hope that you guys had an absolutely wonderful week. We hope that you guys have an absolutely amazing weekend, whatever you're doing. We hope you get to relax. We hope you don't have too much adulting to do, too much to do with your kids. Like, hopefully you can get a good break from everything this week.
We hope you had a great week past week as well, moving forward into the weekend. We hope you guys can join us on our live on Sunday evening around between 7 and 7:30 p.m. We usually get on. We definitely have so much fun. We're looking forward to seeing you guys there. So be there or be
square.
That's right.
We always have so much to talk about.
And if you haven't already, please hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, so you know when these crazy girls have a crazy story to tell you and a beautiful dinner plate just for you.
That's right, guys. And it's always great to see you.
And we love you all to where?
The moon.
The moon. Mwah. And thank you so much for coming to the Two Girls.
One Mukbang Nation, where the food is great,
But where the love is greater. Bye. Bye, Butters. Mwah.